This is the plaintiff, Patrick Mills. He says he was taking his motorcycle out for a ride, and out of nowhere, the defendant's dog charged at him, ran in front of him. He hit the thing and then flipped over. He was in shock, had cracked ribs, and is fortunate to be alive. The cops gave the defendant a ticket for an unleashed dog. He sent a letter to the defendant requesting payment for his damages and injuries. The guy ignored him. That's why he's suing for the $4,645.02 he's owed. This is the defendant, Kevin Michael Brennan. He says he was outside, and when his dog heard the plaintiff's motorcycle, he ran in his direction. Instead of the plaintiff slowing down, he sped up. That's why he hit the dog. The plaintiff could have easily stopped, but instead chose to hit his dog. Probably because he's looking for a big payday in the form of the ridiculous amount of the $5,000 he's suing for. Oh, him! Ha! He's accused of failing to control his dog.
Okay, Patrick Mills, you are suing Kevin Michael Brennan.
Yes, ma'am.
For $4,645.02 that you paid in motorcycle repairs because, according to you, he was negligent in allowing his dog to roam free, and that's what caused the accident. Tell me what happened here.
That is correct, Your Honor. On November 29, 2013, last year, I decided to take my motorcycle out for a short spin in the neighborhood.
What kind of motorcycle is this?
It's a Yamaha V-Star 650, a 1998 classic that they no longer make.
Okay.
Okay, so I decided to take it for a spin down through the neighborhood and towards in the direction of the defendant's home. And when I round the corner before the defendant's home, here the defendant is out in his front yard with his dog. Looked like a pretty good sized dog to me.
What kind of dog is it?
Half Doberman, half Lab. It's probably about 65, 70 pounds.
Do you have a picture?
No, I don't.
But anyway, so I rounded the corner and this big dog started taking off after me and charging after me.
After you meaning chasing you, behind you?
No, actually, I was around the corner and the defendant's yard would be to my right as I rounded the corner.
So he comes out perpendicular?
He came out ahead of me and towards me, at an angle. And so I, of course, tried to swerve and avoid the dog, but it was too late. The dog wound up in front of my front tire, and the bike hit the dog square, dead center, and I flipped the bike and went flying and landed on the street.
Okay.
I'm going to say flipped it.
Hey! What do you think? Where do you think you are?
Okay, sorry.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What happened to the dog?
He was hurt. He's okay. It's nothing permanent. He was cut and bruised. He hurt his back leg, his hind leg. I did take him to a vet. It took me about 2 or 3 hours to find him.
The dog ran away, though?
The dog ran off. Took me about 2 or 3 hours to find him. It was a scary day. It was a bad day.
Where'd you find the dog?
A neighbor called me about 2 miles from my house, about a mile and a half from my house. He had run, I guess, till he couldn't run anymore. He hid in the backyard.
Wait, a neighbor called, a neighbor?
He had a tag with my name and phone number on it. The neighbor looked at it, called me up. I took him to the vet. He had hurt his left rear leg. And
why was your dog unleashed?
I live in a residential neighborhood. Next door to me on either side, there's a couple dogs, a couple kids. Most of the kids and the dogs are out playing. He was out in the front yard. He was not on a leash. He was not restrained. I was hanging Christmas ornaments. He was just kind of playing around next to me. Okay,
but did you see the dog take off?
He was about as far away as I am right now from Mr. Mills. He came around the corner. It happened pretty quickly. Cars drive by.
Did you yell to the dog?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your dog a car chaser?
No, matter of fact, cars come by, no problem. Joggers come by, no problem. I knew he had a problem with vacuum cleaners, and I knew he had a problem with lawnmowers. Apparently, he doesn't like motorcycles either. Any kind of loud noise.
Anything propelled with a human attached to it?
We know now. When motorcycles come by,
Well, you should know before now that you're not allowed to have your dog unrestrained if you don't have a fenced-in yard. You can't have your dog loose because of stuff like this. Now, you end up, did you get hurt?
I paid the price after the accident. I was in a state of shock when I got up. I picked myself up at the ground and Mr. Brennan. And
did you break anything? Did you have to get some medical?
I had a cracked rib. I went to see the doctor, and there's nothing they can do for a cracked rib. And basically, I was in a lot of pain for a couple of weeks and was mobilized for a few days.
Okay.
But no substantial, medical injuries.
What happened to the motorcycle? It
was pretty well torn up. Had a lot of dents and
do you have pictures?
I don't have pictures. I don't. No, I don't. And but I'll.
Why don't you take pictures?
I don't. I didn't. Think about it, and I just took the bike and took it to the Yamaha dealership where I've gotten the bike serviced over the past several years. And had them go ahead and...
So you actually had the repairs done?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you pay for the repairs?
$46. It was actually $46.4502. Okay.
And your response to this lawsuit is?
I looked up the value of the bike is only around $2,000. If the bike is essentially totaled, I'm paying off I shouldn't be paying more than the total value of the bike. I also assumed he had insurance on the bike when the accident first happened. In the case...
By the way, just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
You didn't have insurance?
No, ma'am. I did not renew my insurance. I failed to renew it, and it lapsed. Did not get cited for that. I looked into the Florida laws.
You should have been cited for that, shouldn't you?
Well, I did. I looked into the Florida laws. I wasn't cited, but I looked in. Laws are kind of vague on
No, they're not vague. You're supposed to have insurance. No, they're not vague. I'm from Florida. They're not vague. Some of them are vague, but the laws on this are not vague.
Well,
you're supposed to have insurance, but that's not a defense for you.
No,
it's just unfortunate.
I agree.
And this underscores the importance of not A, forgetting to pay your premium, and B, ignoring all those letters they send before they actually cancel you. But in any event, that's never a defense for the defendant. Your defense has to be either, I am not responsible for this, it wasn't our fault, or I am responsible, but not to the amount that he's saying. And I think your defense...
I am responsible, not to the amount he was saying.
Okay, because it's kind of...
I looked up a few items off the Blue Book values.
Although I have to say that I find your answer to the complaint interesting. I don't feel I owe him $5,000 for his repairs. After the accident, I found out he didn't have insurance. I didn't expect this. I figured he had insurance. His deductible would be $1,000. Since I had about $200 in vet bills, I would have given him about $800 since he hit my dog. That would imply that him hitting your dog was his fault.
I consider
Do you feel it was his fault?
He could have stopped. There was a chance.
How?
I mean, it wasn't as if I live on a busy road.
You said it happened in a flash. You couldn't stop your dog from running. How could he stop himself from hitting him?
My dog doesn't have brakes. His bike does.
But you said you didn't even have a chance to yell, Fido, stop!
No, I definitely was yelling.
Okay.
When I saw him coming,
Why doesn't your dog listen to you when you yell?
He's a dog.
Then
he's got a motorcycle.
Stop. I have one of those.
Yeah.
I have a dog who I love dearly.
He is great when I have a treat in my hand.
Do you hear me talking, or is it just in my head? Who is stupid as a day is long, and she doesn't listen. So I don't put her in these situations because I am deathly afraid that if she sees me driving a car, she wants to propel herself aerodynamically into the car, and I'm going to end up hitting her one day. So I make sure that the garage door doesn't open until the car stops, till the gate is closed. I do things. I don't create the situation by having my dog leashless in my front yard while I'm putting up Christmas ornaments.
Lesson learned.
Yeah,
I'm getting better at it.
Oh my gosh, you shouldn't take this. It's really bad for the dog. You could have killed the dog.
I bet
you felt like garbage for the rest of the day when that dog was missing.
That was a bad afternoon.
Okay, so dog wasn't on the leash. Is that the end of the story?
Yes, it's your responsibility to watch after your dog. I mean, if the dog runs into the middle of the street and the guy doesn't purposely try to hit it.
I'm just curious, does it matter if the dog was speeding a little bit? I mean, not the dog, I meant the motorcycle.
No, there's a leash law. The dog should have been on a leash.
The dog caused you to hit him.
Huh?
The dog caused you to hit him by running across the
Well,
street.
you could still avoid a dog, but I get your point. We're going inside the courtroom.
Let's talk about your motorcycle.
Right.
I realize that you have an attachment
Yes, ma'am.
to your motorcycle.
Certainly.
But can you prove to me a Blue Book value that would justify the amount that you paid?
I cannot do that, ma'am. All I can say is that the parts are more expensive as the whole.
Yeah, but you do understand.
I understand that.
Yeah,
yes,
that you're
I do.
capped at the value of the
Absolutely.
bike.
Can also say
I mean, you could choose to spend $10 million on it. That doesn't mean he has to pay.
They do not make that motorcycle anymore either. They quit
Well,
making,
no. The
yes.
Blue Book
Yeah.
value takes into account
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay. All right.
It's based on what will someone pay for it.
Right.
You might pay $1 million because it's really meaningful to you, but the other guy isn't. That's how you get it at the Blue Book value. What do
Understood.
sales go for? It's at about $2,000. And that's it, and you're capped by that. So I rule in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's my judgment.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, the judge rules for the plaintiff, but the judge did agree with your argument that the bike wasn't worth what he was suing for.
The value was the issue. I received a letter saying it was non-negotiable. He wanted $4,600. The bike wasn't worth it. That was my argument all along. I should have restrained my dog. They were correct about that.
Okay, well, how are you going to make sure that this is not going to happen again?
Keep him restrained, keep him in the backyard, keep him away from motorcycles.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
That's the way to do it. All right, so step on out here. And so why are you suing for more than the bike is worth?
Well, only because it cost me $4,640 some odd to replace the parts that were damaged from the accident. I felt like I just wanted to bring the bike back into repair, back into the state it was prior to the accident.
Yeah, well, you can only get with the total value.
I understand. But it's a special bike. I'm doing fine. That's what really is most important.
All right, over to Harvey.
So we talked about this a million times in the show, that when your property is damaged, somebody else causes it, you're entitled to the market value of the item at the time of the loss. If you're getting the item repaired, the repair cost cannot exceed that value of the item. That's your limit. If it costs a lot more to fix, tough luck. You get the value at the time of the loss, you get no more. And sometimes that ends up being unfair because you have to replace it, but the law doesn't give you replacement. The law only allows you what it was worth when someone damaged it.